Start recording. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. This is our actual play video cast of the One Ring game by Cubicle 7. We are playing through the Darkening of Mirkwood, and those who read the description of tonight's episode knows that we are playing an adventure that is written in the Bree source book, Strange People, Stranger Roads. So that's the basis of what it is. A further note on here, I am doing an experiment of using Sly Flourish's Lazy Dungeon Master prep, not just to cut my time for prep down, but to make things interesting for the characters by manipulating elements that are in the written text. And so we're going to see how that goes and affects the gameplay tonight. So that's how you can tell if things are a little bit different. I am Garrett Crow, your host and lore master. You can find me at GarrettCrow1 on Twitter. Please send any questions or comments you have to there. Mary is got a little bit of a voice issue right now, so she's saving her voice for the great dramatic scenes that we're sure we'll have today. And she can be found at Heavy Hedonist. Nope. Aging Ophelia. That's your other one. At Aging Ophelia on Twitter. And also we have on here George. George.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great adventure. I am playing Thror, who is the dwarf of Erebor and now a prince, and currently wed to King Dane's daughter, Mare, and expecting a child. And so I, of course, have run off while she is taking care of the child and its birth to come, and having a great old time adventuring.
And I was telling George just a few minutes ago before we went on the air that Cubicle 7 announced the release coming up this next month of the Laughter of Dragons, a mini series of adventures that can be used as a mini campaign centered around Erebor. So that can give us some great plot hooks and put Thror's family in mortal peril. I'm still waiting for the Elves of Mirkwood adventure book so we can put Mike's characters' beloveds in trouble. So, Mike, who are you playing?
I've paid them. I've paid off Cubicle 7 just not to release that book for many years. So,
yeah. Well, they're still waiting on all the songs that you're writing there, Mike. So
that's right. That's right. They have me doing a whole chapter of songs in there, and so I've just been holding back on them as an artist. And they have to send me the requests for that chapter too. They haven't done that yet, so but I'm sure it'll come any day.
They just moved to Ireland, so they're just getting settled into their new digs.
Right, exactly. I'm Mike. I play Elebrimborn. He's the elf of Mirkwood, and his lords are King Thranduil and Prince Legolas, and he is kind of lore master and singer of songs. And if you choose to follow me or complain about me, you can find me on Twitter at Padme's Lover. And Elebrimborn has a song of introduction. Elebrimborn means virility. He's the master of poetry. Everybody wants him. So sexy, it's a sin. If you want a special tryst, he's the elf you can't resist unless you use a rope.
So what is Elebrimborn searching for? What is his plot story through story?
What is he searching for?
Yeah, what is he journeying for?
He is pretty much like trying to bring the lore and songs of all the people of the free people of Middle Earth. He's trying to unite people. He's kind of like a diplomat from Mirkwood that's trying to bring all of the the kingdoms and people of Middle Earth together against the shadow.
Okay. And George, what is Thror going after? What is his big purpose in for going out and venturing?
So right now it is to protect his child from the shadow that's coming this way. So he is out trying to improve the relations with all the peoples of Middle Earth, because he knows that without their banding together, that they would not have any hope of defeating the shadow.
Very nice. And I neglected to mention that Mary's character is Lorith, Ranger of the North. So I'll throw the question to you too, Mary. What's Lorith adventuring for? What is she trying to accomplish?
Well, she was raised since very young to fight the shadow, and she in particular does it. She knows that there's horrible things coming. You know, all her kin have that kind of foresight, and she believes that if she just spends her life fighting it, that maybe it will help give the king a chance to return. But I'd be honest if I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say that she, despairs of that happening a little bit.
Excellent. Okay. And let's transition into our battle map. Fade. All right. Scene. There we go. And bring us into here. We are now we've been adventuring into Eriador, into areas around Bree. We can see by our Happy Time map around over here. Who wants to recap what happened last time?
So am I still the designate recapper?
Yeah, I think so, because you're the one that
Mike
writes
steps
that.
forward on that, I think you are.
You have the best. I take notes, but I don't even understand my own. So
I go back and try to listen to the podcast and piece it all back together half the time. So, which I did on Friday for a little while. So I will recap. There is a Trolls in the Graveyard entry on Obsidian Portal, if anyone is interested, under our campaign of the Company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. And it's my 42nd journal entry. That's how many journal entries we've gone through. So our fellowship started at the gates of Bree, where we met a really cheery gatesman who was taken aback by our mentioning of a troll in Bree, and he still allowed us to enter the town and head towards the Prancing Pony, after taking great interest in Lorith, as her being the ranger that protects the area. And we met a stable boy named Warmond, who told us of how much it costs to stable horses at the Prancing Pony. It's probably the most expensive place in Middle Earth, I can tell. And but he did tell us about potentially finding pipeweed inside the inn, and all we have to do is ask Butterbur, I think, about the holding Gandalf actually keeps at the inn. And then we proceeded to learn from Warmond that there's a young hobbit named Thomas, without an H, who had been, I guess, involved in his uncle's demise, and that he's looking for treasure or some type of troll that's been running through the graveyards, something around that nature. So we proceeded into the inn and learned more. I believe Lorith heard about her father being nearby, and that Butterbur, our barkeep, Prancing Pony, who also gave us knowledge about Thomas and his uncle Timaeus, who often found ways to acquire monies during the tough and hard times of Bree. And he also pointed out to us Thomas's father, who was nearby, and that Thomas had actually gone missing during the funeral of Timaeus. And I think we also learned that some dwarves really aren't nice. I tried to hail a fellow dwarf and received a nice burp in the face for my greetings and my chance at adding hope into the mix gone awry. Let me see, was there anything else at the Prancing Pony that was of interest, folks? I think there was. I think you met Ruby. I think Ella Brimborn knew of Ruby and a minstrel named Oswald.
Oh, right.
Who had escaped with, I guess the minstrel had escaped with Ruby, who was the son of, or the daughter of Oswald, something like that, from a local town. I think you, Brimborn, knew of him from, I think his name was Nob Sackville. And he's now headed to Gondor, so we may run into them at some future date. Let's see. Then we proceeded to encounter Thomas, who entered the Prancing Pony, and he was all excited and alarmed by the fact that he had witnessed a ghost in the graveyard. And it took us a while to calm him down, and we were able to get him out of the graveyard to tell us what he knew of. And we came across the tracks of a troll, I believe, in that long adventure and chasing down a troll through many leagues, coming to extreme exhaustion and fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
We cornered the troll in a cave momentarily before he escaped and climbed a cliffside, to which we tried to follow and stumbled a little bit and ended up running into Laura's father. And what happened after that? I think then we continued our search for the troll, and we're basically brought into the midst of darkness, and a fog bang split the party up, whereby we came upon the troll again in a cave. At least Grimbald did, and Thomas. And I believe Grimbald sang a great song in the midst of the darkness that led the rest of the party to them, where we were able to slay the troll and recover treasures. And then as we were exiting the cave, I believe we encountered the again, who then proceeded to slit the throat of Thomas. Oh, wait. That didn't actually happen.
No, that was in take one.
Take two, we fought the dwarf and his minions and succeeded in defeating them and getting Thomas to give up his treasure hunting days. And we found the map of treasure a few days free, and our plans are to return the map to either Elrond or Gandalf. And then I think we made it back to Bree. We rested and then headed out to find Laura's father, who is in what's the name of this?
The Forsaken Inn.
Forsaken Inn. And along the way, we met a young sheriff named Ruby Hoffman, who told us that we would need to assist in building a new ranger hideaway. I think that's about it.
Yep, that's about right. And we're going to come in where you kind of backtrack a little bit as you realize you're tired and such, and allowing you guys to take a couple week fellowship phase before going on to the Forsaken Inn. So let's start with Lorith to talk about what she wants to do, since her backstory is most closely tied to this area. Do you want to spend? What are you going to do?
Well, I will talk to the gents and tell them that I feel I need to, while we're in this area, to go and put a marker on Apple's grave. In fact, make sure she has a grave, since the last time I saw her, her arm was being consumed.
She does not even have a body.
Right, but I will make a grave for her.
There are some bones. You're not sure whose bones they are, but you find them.
I thought you wanted me to tell them what I was going to do.
You are. I just told you some details.
Okay. Well, you could wait till I'm doing it.
Yep.
Whatever. I'm confused. So I tell them that I want to do this, and that maybe we can meet in Rivendell for in a week, and spend a week resting. Whatever they have to do, if they want to do that, or if they would prefer to meet me back in Bree. But I think I could use the rest in Rivendell and the fresh air there, before we go and go to aid my father, as he'd asked. What do you think that would work?
She asks the group.
Yes.
Yes.
What will you be doing with your time then?
Brimborn, do you want to go first?
Oh, with my free time?
Yeah, just answer to Lorith what you're going to do.
Yeah.
She's just asking questions.
To help her father?
No,
before. In your downtime, in your fellowship phase. She's asking what you're going to do.
Oh, I'm going to basically hang out at the Prancing Pony.
Yep.
And get to meet all the locals and share stories, and work on increasing my riddle skill out of kind of out of character, let's say. But that's what I'm working on my characters, the riddle score to go up, the skill kind of thing. I am going to come upon a young hobbit.
You don't have
there.
to go that far yet, Mike.
Okay.
She's just asking you a question before you part company.
Good. That's good to know, because if I run into trouble, I will send a messenger by bird to you. I'll be going back to where the trolls destroyed my people's hideout, so that you know. Hopefully that won't happen, but if I find trouble on the way, I'll get as far back to Rivendell as I can, and if I'm close to perishing, I will send for help.
Well, do you want me to accompany you instead of staying at the inn? I feel like I abandoned you last time I went off, and terrible things happened with the troll attack. Not that I could predict that, but
no, I told you to go. Of course, I don't. If I had some secret hope that you would want to stay, that's my foolishness. And besides, we had bad information. If I'd known there were that many trolls, I would never have put those children's lives on the line. I would have done it myself alone. And
I guess send me a message. Yeah, if you hear word of trouble, send me a message, and I will quickly try to come to your side to help you if you hear of troubles as you head back to your family.
Thank you. That's good. And what will you be doing here?
Thror, what will you be doing? Lorith asks.
So I believe. My question for you, out of character, real quick, Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better from a phasing of story to learn more about the toe ring now, or is it okay to delay that?
You can delay it.
Okay, all right. Then I will pursue my craftsmanship with the Elven Smiths. I've done that in the past, and what I would like to do is look towards enhancing my Matic in the ways of Elven smithing to improve it in some way.
Sure.
And
we'll get to that when we get to your section.
Yep.
So
I bid you farewell, gentlemen. I'll see you in Rivendell in about a week.
Sounds good.
Very good.
I pay for my whatever time that I spent there, and tip the stable boy and take my horse and go. And I'm, I'm not being overly cautious. I'm just being the right amount of cautious to get there until I get close in. And when I know that I'm about a mile from the place, I get down from my horse and listen for the rumor of the earth. And what I hear is that, what season is this? Spring?
Your middle spring.
Okay. I hear that the birds are singing, the bees are buzzing. That there's animals are roaming about, but there's no heavy feet of trolls very close by. Of course, there are some, but they're a long way off, and I don't hear any signs of any other enemies. So, while I'm still in where there's some fields and stuff, I gather some. I gather a flower, including the earth that it's attached to its roots, and put it in wrap it in a handkerchief to hold it so that I can plant it for apple, and then I get back on my horse for about for a little while, and then I get off and walk it the rest of the way, still taking caution. So can I do a perception?
Sure can.
So you want me to do the mirror here?
Yeah.
That's good. All right. I got a Gandalf. And 2. And a Tengu. And a 5. So I can see very well that that the trolls haven't stuck around for this time. The Mormog and his crew, and there doesn't even seem to be any orcs about. It's really actually kind of peaceful. They went through it. They destroyed. They despoiled. I go and cautiously, go where the ruins of the, sanctuary were, and the hideout, I should say, and I can see that there's nothing of value much left. But I look around, and maybe I can make another roll, and you can see.
No, just tell me what trinkets you found.
I find a small bracelet that I know that's torn, and it's like broken. The chain's broken, but it's there. That had some little dangly bits of of leaves and stuff that I know was actually apples, and so I gather it up, intending to plant it somewhere, and then I look in the area that she was killed, around there and around the bridge, and see if I can find any sign of her or the boy. The boy was alive, so it's
yeah.
Of her.
You find some bones.
I pick a spot on the side of the bridge on a grassy bit, and I wash the bones in the water to wash off any troll stuff. And
you can wash away, but it's hard. You can't get rid of the bite marks that are in the bones.
No. And I dig a small hole, and I bury them there, and I wrap her chain around them and tie it, and on top of it, I pull the sod, up with a knife a bit, so that I can push it back down. I dig the earth in there. It's not a lot. It's a little pile. It doesn't have to be that deep.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing on them, and I put the flower that I brought and pat it back and transplant the plant, and crumble a little nut flour that I brought with me around it to nourish it, and pat that into the earth around it, and water it, and then I will let me make a song. I'll see if I can do it. And I'm almost done. So, oh yeah, my song is not that great. Okay.
Perhaps that's something you'd like to put points into.
Yeah. Okay, I got 6. She was bright, she was sweet, she was sharp, she was fresh, she was too young, pulled from the branch, and eaten. Except I won't say that last part, I guess. I won't say eaten. I'll say, and I'll think it, and then I won't sing it. And I will, maybe I'll make a little stone, and I'll scratch her name on the stone and put it behind or in front of the flower. And I'll bathe my hands and feed my horse.
Okay. And as you feed your horse, you gain a point of hope.
I'm sure. So you said this was like a week away, so it's taking me some time, right?
Yeah, you're traveling.
So it's taking me a few days, and then it's going to.
You're traveling most of the way to Rivendell to get out.
Oh, okay. So, all right. And then I'll go to Rivendell.
Do you want to spend any points on skills while you're out here?
What do you mean?
Want to boost any skills? Add your skills together, skill points together that you've been adding for the last adventure.
won't count song because it wasn't that great a success. That's why
Always count it. Always count it.
Okay.
Don't deny yourself points.
I don't know how many points I have.
Yeah, all the little check marks you've added by your skills.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. You can boost your song from 1 to 2.
Or could I boost my riddle from 1 to 2?
Yes, you could. You could do either.
I think I will.
All right. And you do so.
Takes away all the points?
No, it costs 6 points to do that.
Okay.
So you have 1 remaining that you can keep in storage.
Okay. This way, I can kick Brimborn's ass at riddles when I meet him in Rivendell.
Right.
Okay. So I'm off camping and, whatever. I'm sure I got 1 or 2 more nights left right before I get to Rivendell.
Yeah.
And meet everybody. Give the sad story of how I sleep on the ground and cry over my horse.
That's done in montage. It's not that long. You're in the Trolshaws, just traveling out to Rivendell, where the refuge of the Dunedain was located. It was about half a day's travel from where the troll hole is, where the 3 trolls from the Hobbit were turned to stone. Mm-hmm. So that gives you an idea of how close to Rivendell it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you head on out to there. Let's backtrack since Thror's at Rivendell. That's a good place to bring it all together. So let's go with Celebrimbor back in Bree. Celebrimbor, tell me about your time about your fun in Bree.
So Celebrimbor is pretty much spending his time hanging out in Bree, mostly in the Prancy Pony, and basically sharing songs and stories with all the guests that come in and out. He's pretty much there every day, and usually late into the evening, trying to converse and meet with all peoples that are going through. And he's kind of happy with himself that he's actually planted in one place for a little while here, and having other people, come through to him too. So, he's telling the story of their last adventure as well, where they defeated the old troll, kind of singing, vicious, swift, and a master of stealth. No problems for 2 humans, a dwarf and an elf. He has insatiable hunger, always seeking a bone meal, with teeth that could cut through 10-fold steel. In darkness and fear, the old trove wove his dark arts, but the whiskey-drinking bear was soon to break his heart.
Well done, master. You see this gentleman that you recognize from a previous experience.
Ah, my old friend Bilbo. What brings you here?
It's Inigo.
Master Bilbo.
Inigo Grubtook.
Oh, this is your name.
This is my name. He's sitting at a table with a dwarf from the Blue Mountains. And he waves you on over. He goes,
Mr. Grubtook, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. Actually,
and,
I have.
And who is your? Sorry.
No, I have a little concern over a mutual friend of ours, the man in the gray hat.
Oh, yes.
He has been having to reassure the sheriff of the Shire about some kidnappings that have gone on lately by orcs.
Would that be Ruby Boffin that you're referring to as the sheriff?
You're quite well knowledged in the politics of the Shire.
Yes, Mr. Grubtook. I have keen ears for an elf.
Aye. We're wondering if this is my friend here sent a letter to meet me here because it seems that the man in the gray hat has hired quite a few of the Blue Mountain dwarves to build towers on wheels.
Towers on wheels?
Towers on wheels.
That seems very strange.
Siege weapons, the dwarf says.
Oh.
Do you know would you know anything of this? Is there a fortress out here that's a danger to the Shire?
The only fortress I know of that's in this area is in ruins. It fell in 1409. That is Weathertop, or as we call it, the elves call it Amansul. When the Witch King of Angar took that with hillmen. That's the only fortress that I know of in this area, unless you speak of Bree. The hill itself is a fortress.
I really
and the
don't
folks
think
that
the man
hang
in
in
the
the
gray
inn.
hat has any intention of conquering Bree. I can assure you of that. And I can assure you of that too, the dwarf says.
And who are you, my friend of the Blue Mountains?
My name is Gralu.
Pleased to meet you. I am Ella Brimborn.
I am a historian of the dwarves throughout the lands, and I'm very curious about what secret mission these dwarves have been taken on. The last time the Grey Wizard took dwarves away, there was a battle of 5 armies, I reckon. Are we due for another one? Do you see things stirring that would necessitate that?
Well, I do think the shadow is ever growing, and I share them stories that we've experienced with the shadow, from everything from barrow whites to the fighting of the Witch King, and all the orcs and trolls and stuff that we have encountered all over. They seem to be more bold now, and with the bad news that Sauron is on the move again, I fear that the stories that the sheriff is telling about hobbits being kidnapped by orcs may not just be tales, but they possibly could have a true ring to them.
No, it's true. I know several of them who've been taken. They live, they're farmers up on the northeastern end. And quite capable of hunting and taking care of themselves, being this close to the wild.
Are you sure that they just haven't heard of that old that old swarthy, bold, adventurous man of the Shire, Bilbo Baggins? Maybe they have heard of him and they've run off on adventure after reading his stories and his memoirs. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's not really orcs that's taken away. Maybe it's the seeking adventure.
I don't believe for anything from Bilbo's adventures that would have them burn their houses to the ground before leaving.
That's an excellent point. I did not know of that. So that does not seem. Although Bilbo does know how to throw a party, they don't tend to end with house burnings.
That is very true, from what I gather.
Oh yeah, I've only heard rumors.
As myself, yes.
Right, of course. Yes. So I will keep this in mind. Is there anything I can do to help you, gentlemen, Greylu or Mr. Grubtook, with anything I can do to assist you in this matter?
I don't believe so. We're simply comparing notes and seeing what our old friend is up to. because it seems like he's preparing for a war of sorts, and a war this close to the Shire does not make me happy.
No, that is true. It is an area that has been free of this type of sorrow for many years. Yes, our friend in the gray hat, I was very concerned about him in the past, so it is good to hear that he is up to mischief again. So we were very concerned for his whereabouts.
Oh, he is about. He is busy.
This is good to know.
Anything else you want to do with while you're hanging out with I'm sorry, Mr. Grubtook? And Greylu?
No, just mention to them that we have a new bar or a new inn that we're starting down in Sunsteed called the Whiskey Drinking Bear. And we'd very much like it if they could come visit us. And we are looking for mementos or paraphernalia to put in the bar. So if there's if there's someone that they do know that's kind of famous that could volunteer some paraphernalia or merchandise that we could put up in there. We're kind of trying to make it be a place where people would want to travel from all around Middle Earth to come visit and
What's
see
the name of the museum place in the Shire?
Oh, there's a museum in the
There
Shire.
is a
I don't know
museum
of
in the
it.
Shire. I forget the name.
It's the Matham.
The Matham?
The Matham House.
The Matham. I believe most of the things you would want to find is in the Matham House, but I don't know how they would feel about these items leaving the Shire, even in promoting the Shire to outsiders.
Well, maybe we could do an exchange program where they give us things on loan, and we will return them after maybe a month's time or at all. So,
if I knew somebody influential who had some standing in the Shire, that I would have him ask on your behalf.
well, that would be great if you do come across someone like that.
Okay, I will keep my eyes open.
Always.
By the way,
always keep,
from what I
always
hear,
keep
Mr.
at
Baggins
least-
is going to profit off of your bar since he is started the company that is providing all the materials that are being used to stock your place. So there seems to be I believe there might be a interest there in helping you succeed.
Yeah, we could certainly use some influential people to help us as well. I don't know if you know that I'm partners with Dantas and Dodie Brandybuck as well in the Easterly Inn.
I do know because what I understand, Mr. Baggins is their financial backer.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
Their
So maybe I could contact this Mr. Baggins. Certainly that establishment is doing
operating
very
through
well.
the Easterly Inn, you've already contacted Mr. Baggins and gotten support, from what I understand.
Yes. So I do. Yes, I do know this Mr. Baggins that you refer to, and yeah, possibly if he would want to, conspire with us in this inn down in Sunsteed too, that would be excellent.
You don't
as
understand,
well.
my friend. Mr. Baggins has already considered this when you approached the Brandybucks at the Easterly Inn.
Okay, excellent.
He funds their operation, so therefore, by working with them, he is funding your operation in a way.
Ah, wonderful. Well, that's good. That's good news to know. Yeah, I have not. I have not been in the vicinity of that operation. I have one of my old friends, Togo Maggot, down there helping run the facility at this point. But from what I hear, things are going really well, and soon I'm sure that soon will be the cultural center of Middle Earth down in that area. Nothing bad could ever happen down there.
Absolutely not. I believe you have everything completely under control.
Yes, we're kind of on the greenway on the way to Gondor, and once that's all reestablished, I think that will be a well-traveled path by many, and should be a very of economic boon in that area. We're growing our own locally sourced barley and hops. Our friend Lorith is growing the fields of barley there, and I'm hoping to grow a forest that would be envied by the elves in that plain as area that's never seen before. So should be wonderful with all our conspiring from many of the free folks, the dwarves included.
Unless the woodmen cut it all down, as is going on to the northwest of Dale.
Well, we're going to try to consider that it is a sacred grove around that area too. That we want the trees to grow very tall and large. But we can once there is adequate growth, we could talk about harvesting that, partially for lumber as well.
Good luck preserving those, laddie.
I understand.
Dwarf. Well, it was good seeing you. I am going to head up to my room for the night, and you have a wonderful evening.
Well, it was wonderful to meet you, Mr. Grubtook, and Mr. Greyloo as well.
Excellent. Good night.
Good night. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. So one of the nights that Ella Brimborn is there, a young hobbit that he knows, comes in, and a hobbit by the name of Throgo Harfoot, who is a hobbit of Bree of the Harfoot family, who has very distinguished roots in this land. And Ella Brimborn has met Throgo many times before and shared the songs and riddles and hobbits. So they've conspired together as friends many times over the years. And so when Ella Brimborn is kind of in the middle of gonna recite something, and he sees that Throgo comes in, and he sings the song of introduction of Throgo as he sees his friend walk through the door of the Prancing Pony. In Mirkwood, a halfling hero is revealed. In him flows the strength of Buckland's field. Surrounded by dark woods full of black blight, his tiny sword stings with a bite. The Harfoots were not idle in the matters of war, perhaps due to their brawling in the Bree's local bars. He smokes pipeweed by the Brandywine River, and the heroism of Bree he's sure to deliver. And he greets and embraces his old friend Throgo, and they talk to each other. And Throgo's kind of Ella Brimborn, has some Ella Brimborn hero worship kind of going on, and when he knows a lot of Ella Brimborn stuff, so like Ella Brimborn will say like the first line of a song, and Throgo will say the second line, and the going back and forth, so on. And he asks his friends if he could, if he could stay with them. Throgo kind of wishes that he could be in the company of the whiskey drinking bear. He could be a hobbit like Togo Maggot that was in the company, but he he doesn't outwardly say that he would like to travel with Thror, Lorith, and Grimbold and Elebrimborn, but it is something that he wishes he could do. And Throgo himself discusses one of his poems that he had from his past adventures or whatever, and he says, "To enter Mirkwood, you must have great wrath, for marauding orcs will cross your wee little path. The vocal curses of their foul breath is the song of Shadow, the song of your death." He goes, I kind of got that one from you, Elebrimborn. And Elebrimborn says, "Oh, how is your pony?" And Throgo says, "Oh, Buttercup, she's a good wee lass. She's traveled with me many times, many places, over hill and dale. But I am here to. I will stay with you, my friend Elebrimborn." So after days of sharing stories and stuff like that, Elebrimborn's riddle, talking about the riddles and stuff of the hobbits and things like that, helps to increase his skill in riddles, and they have such good time together after many days of sharing things together that Elebrimborn talks to Throgo and says he offers him that if he wants to, he can go work down with Togo Maggot in Sunsteed at the Whiskey Drinking Bear, and he tells Throgo that you're kind of like a son to me that I've never had. I've never had children in my life, nor someone as dear to me as the companions that I travel. And since you know all my songs and stories so well, you shall inherit my songs and stories if I should pass from Middle Earth, either by the Greyhaven ships or through death. I wish that you would become my heir if either happens in my life. And Throgo says, "Oh, thank you, Elebrimborn. You are the greatest. You are the greatest man I know. I will certainly name, if I ever get married and have a child, I will name the child, whether it's a girl or a boy, I will name them Elebrimborn." And they conspire on into the evening. So that's it for me.
Okay. And one riddle that he teaches you: I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make men blind, yet help them see. What is it?
The light or the sun.
Make your riddle roll. I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make men blind, yet help them see.
18.
The answer, you realize, is sand.
Sand?
Sand.
Help them see.
Mm-hmm. You've learned a new riddle. Okay. So any other skills you want to improve or anything?
That's all I have in skill points to.
Okay. Yeah,
boost.
It wasn't a long adventure phase.
Right.
So you journey on back to Rivendell. Meanwhile, in Rivendell with Thror, you arrive in Imladris and you see the doors to the vaults open, and see the archivists, those that protect the ancient artifacts of the High Elves, carrying weapons and armor from deep within the earth where they're stalled, saved, stored. What's your response?
So the gates are open, or the doors are open. I'll go ahead and approach the doors and see if someone is there.
Oh, there is somebody there. There is Elrond is standing there.
Lord Elrond, pleased to see you again. How are you?
Master Thrower, it is good to see you.
I've been troubled as late. I have not been sleeping after our last adventure where we chased a very devious troll for many leagues, and the troll had magic capabilities that brought us to great exhaustion and fatigue. And
we have
I'm
concerned that troll that you have encountered is now a lieutenant in some fiend's plans.
Well, that troll is no longer
a lieutenant in somebody's army.
Well, we were fortunate to slay the beast, but we did not learn of its intentions.
You slew Mormog?
We slew. I'm not sure if that was his name or not.
You slugged the old troll.
The old troll, yeah. This was an old troll who dug up graves in Bree, and had the ability to match
Mormog. That would be a completely different story. For more trolls are traveling to Mormog as he calls for troops in the army that he is now helping build. We are trying to find where this is.
Well, we'll definitely take up the gauntlet and try to find out more about that. We're presently trying to help out Lorith's father, who summoned us to help rebuild a ranger hideaway near the Forsaken Inn.
I believe you will find that Círdan is occupied by what I am occupied by. You'll need it's not for me to speak of what deeds he has done in the past, but I believe this is tied to unfinished business of his.
Very well. Would you have us send word to him for anything?
He visited here recently. It said that you would meet him at the Forsaken Inn.
Very good. That is our plan. Once Lorith returns, we will depart from here for that.
You emerging from you see a beam of light attached to a staff emerging from the dark vaults, and see a man with a white beard and a pointy gray hat emerge. And so, do not be so hasty as to chase Mormog. There are many people coming to Mormog's boss, and it is more important to find out what they bring to him and what their motives are. For they might be more powerful, though they may not seem it at first.
So I brighten up as soon as I see Gandalf and seeing that he's alive and well and looking better since our last encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I greet Gandalf. I am so glad to see you, and yes, I do not take any adventure lightly these days, as it seems with each passing adventure, the shadow is growing stronger and our encounters are more frequent.
You are very insightful, Master Dwarf. I have detected the same thing. There is an evil force that is bringing things together and rousing them into action.
It's the reason that I'm not at home with my mare as it stands now. I cannot rest as the shadow grows. I must slay this evil that comes this way. If there's anything that you or Elrond can do to help mitigate this in any way, I was hoping to come here and work on my craftsmanship and help improve my weapons.
There is always an open forge for you, Master Dwarf, Elrond says. It may just be crowded down in there as more weapons are being refined for when this evil is finally tracked down.
Yes, that's good to hear, and I'm glad that your forges are lit and everyone is working towards that goal. I will take up your offer and hopefully improve my weapon here while I'm visiting. And if you'd like for our party to pursue Mormog in any way, please let us know, or for his other minions, for us to potentially find out more about them and what their evil intent is.
It is more important to find out where they are based, where they are headed. To kill Mormog is to end a great evil, but to do so without finding out where his boss lies and the army that they're building lies is a big mistake.
Very good, very good. Would you task us to do that after we visit the Forsaken Inn, or what would you like for us to?
And we will find you when we and keep your ears open for where evil is headed. Servants of the Shadow, where they are going, and report to us if you find anything. If we find before you, then we will come to you, and you will definitely have a role in the undoing of this evil.
Very well. We will keep our eyes open, and we will look where we can find more answers.
Good day.
Good day, and thank you. And Gandalf, again, it is very good to see.
It is good to see you.
Good. So I'll
think
proceed.
Of your chin up, and think of your child to come. May that light have a glow within you.
I hope to one day enjoy my child, and hopefully I can once we work.
Carry that love always with you. Don't leave it in Erebor.
Oh, I will not. I will not. It is in my heart. I do carry it with me, but I cannot. I am restless these days. Each passing day, I become more restless. So I must do what I can to fight this evil.
Then to the forges with you.
Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.
Hope to see you, Master Thror. And they go about their business of getting armor and weaponry, and you go to the forges.
All right. I will also mention the fact that we did recover a map, but I don't think I have the map on me. It would probably be, I don't know if I would have it, or Ella Brimborn, did you have it?
Sorry, I was muted.
Did the treasure map? What did you do with it?
Yeah, we said we would give it to Elrond or Gandalf.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gave it if I knew you were going to Rivendell and I had it. I would have given it to you, whoever had it.
All right.
Yeah, so you probably have it in your possession. I would have given it to you.
Okay.
If not, I'm heading to Rivendell. At the end of the 2 weeks, but
okay.
But it's just as easy for you to have it and role play it. Mm-hmm. So
okay,
you have it. He looks at it and goes, "Do you know a dwarf by the name of Gror?"
We met Gror, and he has been defeated.
Gror was slain by a hobbit by the name of Timaeus, who killed him so he could have sole possession of a treasure found west of here. They were they were working for a scholar who plundered the tombs of the Dunedain's and ancestors to find items of power and shortcuts to power. That scholar, I believe, it was the greatest enemy that Círdan ever had. He has returned.
What was his name?
Gorlank.
Gorlunk.
He is. A rumor is he's become a powerful sorcerer, having studied scrolls and texts from the Gibbet King and from the Witch King.
Well, you will find that map, if you hold light underneath it, will lead you to that source.
Then I shall send my sons out, Elrond says, to find what is there, and to find clues as to where Gorlank is.
Very well. We were concerned. We were advised not to pursue this ourselves, and so we shall not.
Yep.
Okay.
So time for a craft roll.
All right. Very good. So I spent 3 days and nights learning the ways of the elven fires, which I've touched upon before. But being in the new forges, I will vent to try to make my weapon. Would you mind if I make my weapon lighter, but still have the same force and strength?
I'll give you that.
Okay, because I can reduce my encumbrance. So I'm going to go that route. So I need 6 craft points to make that happen.
Yes, you do.
Spend some experience as well. Wow. So I got a roll 18, 22, 20, 26, and 2 Tengu.
2 Tengu? Okay, that's enough.
So I think that only gives me 3 points, right?
Yes.
So then I would spend 3 more experience points. I don't think I want to add shadow. So I'll add.
Come on.
3 experience points. If I wasn't a dwarf, I probably would. It's too dangerous on a dwarf. All right. So yeah, so I'll spend the 3 experience points and make my weapon feel like Thor, the actual son of Odin's hammer. So
nice.
Feel lighter in my grasp, but not to others.
And do you have a name for your weapon now that it has got a keen quality?
So dwarves do not name their weapons.
Okay.
So yeah, so it is just Thorsmatic.
Thorsmatic.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm after the game.
So yes, I increased my craftsmanship while I did that, and that's all I can up. It's
okay. My boss just called, so I'm gonna right now take our 5-minute break.
Okay.
And so I can call him back, and we will then have everybody together, and you can compare notes.
All right. Good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, Mike, were you okay with Lisa Emoji's plan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I already started trying to learn Dutch. So.
All right. We'll give it.
Yeah. No. I'm all on board. That's a freaking great deal, and it'll be fun. And I'll start working on looking looking up stuff to do too, and then we can conspire on that, or we can make it up when we get there. So,
yeah, that sounds great. All right. Well, hopefully they'll be happy, and I think as long as waffles, she'll be fine.
oh yeah.
Her Stroop waffles, yeah.
Oh, if we make it to that cart, yeah. What's so big about that waffle place?
I don't know. It's just what she either had it there when she went, or she learned of it later. So that's on a bucket list. She loves those.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, I just want to have Dutch. I just want to drink Dutch beer. That's all. So.
Yeah, I figure we'll be able to figure something out. Worst case, you and I will take a side trip, and they can go figure out something.
No, we don't want to do that. So
that's why I said worst case.
Yeah, worst case scenario. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where you can find us. We will be here sitting in these seats until you come back and fetch us.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, unfortunately, I'm someone who really likes to explore things. So if I've never been someplace, I tend to want to like absorb as much as possible. I even have a hard time sleeping because I want to get up and start doing stuff.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way.
I'll earlier now.
I'll leave Moji and just take off somewhere. So
no, normally before this I was in at like 8:30. Okay. 7 to 3:30. Which is cool because then I have time afterwards to go to run over to Office Depot and print up some maps. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just taking notes. Maybe I'll be able to do the recap. Cool. We'll see. I've only gotten so far. I don't know if I can keep taking notes here. No. How does Ryan do it? Well, he doesn't take as extensive notes as I am doing, I don't think. But maybe he does. He has better short-term memory than me. He just types as he goes. Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. But once I'm in this stuff, I don't know. So far I have a page and... Well, yeah, there's been some good clues dropped about things. Yeah. So, would you tell me again while we're in the break, what about the Gorlonk? I missed kind of that part because I was busy. Gorlonk had hired Timaeus, the uncle who got the treasure map, and his cohorts to join him on basically digging up, like Belloc, Dunedain tombs to find items of power and shortcuts to power. And he was your dad's greatest enemy, apparently. And he was driven out of the north, but apparently he's returned more powerful than ever. They don't know where he is, but even Mormog has been recruited to be his lieutenant. So the greatest intel possible is to know where he's holed up at. Coupled with the intel that Celebrimbor got about hobbits being stolen by orcs and Gandalf having the drawers of the Blue Mountains building siege weapons. And Gandalf what? having some dwarves, contracting some dwarves of the Blue Mountains to build him siege weapons.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Why would he contract them to build siege weapons?
Because he recognizes the threat that this guy has.
Well, yeah, but Gandalf doesn't have an army. He's not.
Apparently, Gandalf is not the only one involved with this.
Yeah, I saw what the dwarves were putting they were going in their stash.
The elves were, yeah.
Long disused weapons and bring them up so they can freshen them and hone them and have them ready and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the elves are getting ready for war.
Yeah.
Everybody back?
Yes.
George, you back? You want to go right now while George is out? Yep. I did not see Mickey.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
We'll be back in just a minute, and then we will continue.
All right.
Found out apparently there's more people sick, and I'm going into work earlier tomorrow.
Really?
Yep. So George, how did you enjoy the adventure that Mike ran for you? That I wrote.
I don't know if he's back yet or not, or he's muted or whatever.
I see that he's trying to talk, but I don't hear anything.
Oh.
We don't hear anything, George. Oh, he went off.
Yeah, I gave everyone. I printed up surveys for everyone to fill out on the day. Right after we were done. Kind of thing. And everyone's like, "Oh, can I take it home and get back to you and everything?" And I'm like, "Sure, fine, kind of thing." Yeah. But I was like, So, anyways, and then everyone got busy with work and stuff like that. So, it's Ted and I were the only ones. I wish, and honestly, I didn't know how dire or how quickly you needed it. I didn't realize that, you had to turn it in on that Wednesday. So I didn't, I was thinking, oh, you're doing it for QCC. So
no,
damn, we got
advance.
Yeah. But I was figuring, oh man, we got time, kind of thing based on that. So that's kind of the, I don't know. I tried. People were commenting a lot on it, and I did try to include some of the things that they were saying, I think, with what I commented to you. I try to respond quickly where I still remembered stuff, you know what I mean? So
did you enjoy the game, George?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really good. I always I enjoy the Trojan horse, so that's always nice to play out. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't put in more comments. I'm getting slammed at my office too, so
no problem.
But yeah, no, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. So I hadn't played a gnome illusionist before, so I thought I'd give that a roll, and so yeah, it was funny. I think one thing we didn't know, as we're probably not keeping up on Hillsfar, is what's the state of Hillsfar today?
Yeah.
So, but since there was a judge who was a gnome, I assumed that it wasn't too bad anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of teetering on the edge now that Mulemaster's fallen during the Red War, and so they're doing what they can to keep themselves above water. And the adventures of Milken Greenfield, she brought a whole bunch of Fae in. Now she's out of the picture, but the Fae remains, and the Fae are doing a shadow war to seize control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what the QCC adventures are about.
Right. So, yeah, so I think once we got past that, we were pretty good, I think, overall, as far as, being in the horse. I think our group was still a little bit unsure because we hadn't played together with those characters, what everybody's role was. So it's funny. We got a couple players that would debate through planning, and I think forcing people to react faster is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I started as quickly as I could with action. Was the whole goal.
Yeah, and people really like the investigation thing, so that it definitely don't want you to drop that. They thought that was
unfortunately
kind of
that's not going to be done in the convention.
Really,
part of the bonus objectives. The bonus objective parts don't get played out at the conventions. At the conventions, it's a 2-hour module that are just the primary objectives.
Yeah. See, because people thought that was really a great part of the whole thing of being in that police center thing, that you're helping them out that way.
Yeah, I did too.
It was just kind of clunky for me to try to figure out, how to, but I just kind of worked it in, you know what I mean? Kind of thing that I just said, well, I know you're here, but you go out and talk to the people and see the places you need to see. You come back and forth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, so.
Cool. You guys ready to go?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we fade back in. All right. So you are in Rivendell. And everybody meets together. Lorith rides in. Her eyes are a little red as she comes in. Ella Brimborn comes in, whistling a happy tune, with a look of he knows something that you don't know. What do you guys all meet in the Great Courtyard?
Okay. I'll come out swinging my very light mattock and hail everyone. How's everyone doing?
Ella Brimborn, you've gotten stronger since I've seen you last. You seem to be handling your mattock with ease. This elven food must have been good for you.
Yes, I've been working on it to carry this weapon a little bit better, but it's actually I touched it up a little bit with some craftsmanship from the Elven Forges, so hoping it will serve me well in our new battles to come.
I see the now that you say that, I see the magic imbued upon it from the Elven Forges. Well, I have some bad news. One of our old friends came in. Mr. Baggins came in, and he was with, I don't know if you know the dwarf from the Blue Mountains named Greylu, who's a dwarven historian, but they told me the story about hobbits being kidnapped by orcs from the Shire.
Oh, that is bad news.
Yes.
Orcs from the Shire.
Orcs are in the Shire. Can you believe that?
Warms my heart.
I don't know if that has. I don't recall that even happening in history.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I also have some grave news. The map we found, I did end up giving it to both Gandalf and Elrond. They were both here together, and
wonderful.
They did state that there's a new evil that has arisen, whose name is Gorlonk, who I believe is an enemy of your father's, Lorth. And there's been a push to grab many scrolls and texts of the Witch King and the Gibbet King, and Mormog is still running rampant. And I was asked to keep our eyes open in pursuit of where Mormog may be taking his leadership from some new evil, which I think is Gorlonk, but could be others. So we'll have to keep an eye out on it.
I heard stories too of Stormcrow is conspiring to build towers or siege towers as a secret weapon with dwarves. Did Gandalf discuss that with you at all?
Not the siege towers, but it makes sense if they're trying to gather magic and weapons of evil. Then obviously we know what their intention is to bring down civilization. So, Lorth, how fair did you do on your journey?
It was good. It was peaceful. There were no dangers about, but there was little left of the hideout. All I found were a few bones of the girl and a trinket to bury. I've marked her grave. Perhaps the trolls will stay away and it will become wholesome again in time. There were birds singing and there were grasses growing among the ruins. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer.
No problem.
That is grave news. Well, how long would you like to stay in Rivendell here before we head out again?
I think we could stay about another week before we must leave and rest and take some good fellowship. Perhaps we can have a riddle contest.
When did your father expect us?
Tell me when you expect us.
Whenever we can get there.
Probably within a week or week and a half. So you're kind of pushing it.
Oh.
You're kind of going. You have about a week left before you, and then including 2 days of travel to get there.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Yeah,
You have about 5 days in Rivendell.
We've got about 5 days left.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about just staying here any longer, just from the standpoint of what I heard from Gandalf and Elrond. I think we need to keep pushing ourselves.
Perhaps I may just take 1 day of rest. It wasn't a hard journey, but it was hard on my heart.
Understood.
And we can leave. What time is it now?
What time is it now?
In for us, for the company.
Uh,
Meet here.
You met here about sunset, and it's late spring.
So perhaps we could leave in the afternoon tomorrow. If it pleases you. That would give me enough time to rest. And to have a riddle contest. Well, you said you were working on great riddles. I'm eager to hear some of them. I riddle a little bit myself. I'm sure I'm not up to your level.
Okay. You gather into the Hall of Fire. And the bards are stop play a bit, and they stop playing as you are ready for your competition. What are you going to? Who's going to go first?
You said there's a competition
Yep.
going on?
There's a competition.
All right. Well, I guess I'll join in. I'll try to do sing like the charge of the elven people in the Battle of the Five Armies. So do I need to make a roll?
I'll give you a riddle to tell that you can. It'll be yours to tell. I'll put it in the chat. I'll send it to you directly. There you go. And the others can try to figure it out on their own, or they can roll for it. And I'll send one to George. And I bet Mary knows plenty. Did you get it, Mike?
I saw it briefly, and I'm trying to find it. Okay, I got it.
you find it?
Did you want me to say it?
Yeah, say it out loud for others to find it. For others to solve it.
Okay, all right. What is it that we love more than life, fear more than death? The rich want it. The poor have it. The miser spends it. And the spendthrift saves it. What is it that we love more than life, fear more than death? The rich want it. The poor have it. The miser spends it. And the spendthrift saves it.
Thrower and Lorith. You can choose to solve it yourselves, or you can have your characters roll for it.
I'm sorry, you said choose to solve it, or what?
Choose to solve it, or roll your riddle to see it. Have your characters solve it if you can't solve it yourself. Do you want to roll or solve it, George?
I'll roll.
Yep. Roll your riddle. TN 14.
14. Double check. I have 2, I believe. Yep. And I did not solve it.
You did not solve it.
I didn't.
Did you solve it?
I will see if I see. Okay. 11.
You did not solve it. The answer is, Ella Brimborn?
Nothing.
Oh.
What is it we love more than life? Nothing. Fear more than death? Nothing. The rich want it. They want for nothing. The poor have it. They have nothing. The miser spends it. They don't spend anything. And the spendthrift saves it. They don't save anything.
Very good.
And now Thrower has a riddle.
Sure. So riddle me this. Of no use to one, yet absolute bliss to two. The small boy gets it for nothing. The young man has to lie for it. The old man has to buy it. What is it?
One more time, please.
Of no use to one, yet absolute bliss to two. The small boy gets it for nothing. The young man has to lie for it. The old man has to buy it.
Wow. I guess it's probably not what I'm thinking.
Mike, you want to solve it or roll for it?
Has to buy it. I'm going to say, yeah, but you can't buy that. I guess I'll have to roll.
Okay.
I'll make a guess, but I'd rather get the roll I'd rather do the roll because I think my guess is incorrect. But I'm going to say that it's either passion or something like that. But
I'm going to roll for it, please.
Okay, roll for it. TN 14.
You got a 16.
The answer is
A kiss.
a kiss.
Aww.
A kiss.
Yeah, Hershey's Kiss.
Right.
Yeah, it was a version of what I was thinking.
Mary, do you have a riddle of your own, or do you want to look
I
at?
have a riddle of my own.
Mary's got a riddle for you guys.
Toast with sweet pleasure the smooth golden treasure that lies guarded in its wooden towers by warriors with weapons that burn as sharp fire, but spend their days kissing the flowers. What is it?
One more time, please.
Toast pleasure this smooth golden treasure that lies guarded in its wooden towers by warriors with weapons that burn as sharp fire, but who spend their days kissing the flowers. What is it?
She was cutting in and out, so I was missing
You
some
were
of
cutting
the.
in and out, so try it one more time.
All right. Toast with sweet pleasure this smooth golden treasure that lies guarded in its wooden towers by warriors with weapons that burn as sharp fire, but who spend their days kissing the flowers.
All right. George, you want to solve it or go for it? Solve it or roll for it?
Yeah, I'll have to roll because she was still cutting out for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I did horrible. 5.
5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll too. I still didn't get it. I got something about like warriors with fire guard it kind of thing. But I'm gonna roll.
I assume it's a harem.
I was thinking like a volcano or something, but I all right, I got a 17.
17? You solve it. What is it?
Honey.
Honey.
Warriors guard honey.
Warrior bees.
Warriors with weapons that burn as sharp fire, but who spend their days kissing the flowers. A sting feels hot when a bee stings you. It like feels hot for a minute, you know.
Right.
But they spend their days kissing the flowers.
Right.
Wooden towers, trees.
Mike, I sent you for the second and final round.
That's pretty good.
It is very good.
Considering I spent just a few minutes there, right?
So there's the second and final round. And Mike, I sent you one, and first, George, I sent you one.
I got 2.
Oh, you got 2. So
which one you want me to do? Just ignore the other one.
Ignore the second one.
Okay. 10 men's strength, 10 men's length. 10 men can't break it, yet a young boy walks off with it. What is it? 10 men's strength, 10 men's length. 10 men can't break it, yet a young boy walks off with it. What is it?
A mother's heart.
That's pretty good. That's not it, though.
What?
10 men's strength, 10 men's length. 10 men can't break it, yet a young boy walks off with it.
Okay, so George, you can solve it or roll for it.
Got me. I'll roll. Yeah, that one worked. Gandalf.
Gandalf?
Nice.
It's a rope.
A rope. I was thinking string, but I'm like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Okay.
And I'm going to send you, George, a different one, since Mike, I sent accidentally the one I meant for you. So here is your riddle.
Okay. Here it is. I begin eternity and end space, at the end of time and in every place, last in life, second to death, never alone, found in your breath, contained by earth, water, or flame, my grandeur so awesome, wind dare not tame, not in your mind, am in your dreams, vacant to kings, present to queens. I begin eternity and end space, at the end of time and in every place, last in life, second to death, never alone, found in your breath, contained by earth, water, or flame, my grandeur so awesome, wind dare not tame, not in your mind, am in your dreams, vacant to king, present to queen.
Laura, you want to solve it or roll for it?
I'm gonna roll for it.
TN 16. Brimborn, you want to solve it or roll for it?
I'm rolling for it because I saw the answer.
Oh,
So
wrong
I
one.
did get a 16
You got a 16? What's
on the
answer?
button.
And the answer is?
The letter E. I begin eternity and end space, at the end of time and in every place, last in life, second in death, goes on and on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the letter E.
And now for your riddle. Oh, wait, we did yours, didn't we?
Yeah, you need to do it.
All right, come over here, Mir.
No, you
Two brothers we are, great burden we bear, by which we are bitterly pressed. In truth we may say, we are full all the day, but empty we go to our rest.
Why do all these riddles sound filthy?
I think it has to do more with you than with the riddles.
I've heard that before. Say it one more time.
Two brothers we are, great burden we bear, by which we are bitterly pressed. In truth we may say, we are full all the day, but empty we go to our rest.
I know what it is. Ella Brimborn knows.
Ella Brimborn knows?
Yes.
Nope. What is it, Ella Brimborn?
It's a pair of boots or shoes.
Yep.
Oh, of course. It's feet, but I didn't think of what feet. And I thought there was part that.
So Ella Brimborn wins your competition.
Son of a bitch. I don't mean you.
This all came from the dndadventure.com website, /HTML/riddles.html. Except for Mary's.
I composed here in a matter of 5 minutes.
So give yourself a bonus riddle mark for coming up with your own riddle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head on off, and you are traveling across the very lush lands in the western valley of the Misty Mountains, heading through the Trollshaws. And George, tell me something interesting to your company that you encounter as you're traveling.
On our way to the Trollshaws,
Through the Trollshaws.
We come across the formation of 3 large stones, and they're in the shape of trolls.
Yes, you do. At the Troll Hall. What is interesting about this to you?
Well, it's that the shape of the trolls, and we remember some of the stories told of Bilbo.
Mm-hmm. And Lawrence, what is a complication that happens to you guys while you're traveling through here?
They dropping out for you, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will drop out. I will drop out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I could hear you, George.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just struggling a little bit.
How do we travel?
Traveling on the easterly road. And I'm back.
Excellent.
Very good.
So Laura's coming up with a complication.
Ella Grimborn's horse falls lame.
Ella Brimborn's horse falls lame.
Uh-oh.
It hits a weird hit as we're going off for off the road for a second to feed the horses and have lunch and or dinner or whatever, and it hits a weird pocket and hurts itself a little bit.
It falls through the ground, which is off to just to the side of what is a long buried wall, so that there's a little loose soil to the edge of the wall that you step off of, and the horse goes lame. So Ella Brimborn, how do you solve this complication?
I guess I will try to comfort the horse, and he just fell lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to do a heel check and just check his feet and see if there's like a stone or a stone bruise or something in his feet, or see if he has thrush, like an infection in there, and if he does, I will pack his sole or feet with moss from this area that I know is a remedy if there's something to do with that. So do like hoof packing on him.
Do you have good healing?
Do you have good healing?
I got a 2 in healing. I can talk to the horse. I can talk to the horse too and ask the horse what the horse can tell me what's wrong or where it hurts. Maybe that would aid me. I don't know.
Because I have 3 in healing.
Okay.
And I'll look for some herbs and stuff like that and see what I can do.
Do you have Herbler?
Well, I'm a healer.
I know, but if you have it, you can just declare it and get an automatic success.
I have lure, but I don't have particularly.
Herbler, so no, then you have to roll the heal.
That's why I took 3 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to roll 2.
Yep, and you rolled 2, Ella Brimborn.
Okay.
I have 11.
You got 11? You're not finding what you need around here.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I got an 11 too.
Okay. Anybody you want to use a fellowship point to get you to use your attribute?
Sure, I will.
Yep.
You didn't have as many friends.
Oh yeah, that's because I'm just kind of blowing this off because it's going to your fellowship phase still. I'm just kind of not counting this one as any.
So I would add, I would add 4 to my 11. I don't know if that helps.
You talk with the horse, communicate. It's got a stone into its hoof, and you're able to remove it and pack it, and it's fine. Ready to go. So that night, you get to are camping out, and are you guys doing watches or?
In the troll shaws, definitely.
Okay, who's doing
Especially
what watches?
Yeah. I'll go first. That's fine.
Ella Brimborn he'll have to sleep the first 2 shifts because his hair needs time to rest, so he can't look beautiful like this all day.
Don't you have don't elves have better night vision, better vision in the dark than? Well, I'm Dunedain, so I might have.
I know, but my hair.
Okay, fine. I'll take the second watch.
I had this scorching sunlight on my hair all day. God.
I almost said complication. Ella Brimborn gets sunburn on his scalp. But
oh, there you go. See?
I thought of that, but I didn't. I just
should have went with your gut.
Yeah, I should have.
All right. So, first watch, roll your awareness. TM 14.
Okay, that is exactly a 14.
You watch through the night. You see some rabbits out late, hopping around through the wood fields, but not much else to report.
All right, I wake up Ella Brimborn. His hair now looks
No, it's Lorith for second watch.
Lorith for the second watch. And I'll retire.
$18 with 2 tengus.
18 with 2 tengus. Good watch. You are seeing some of the great eagles flying high through the clouds, where very few would have noticed them. Possibly just some elves. Third watch.
I pull on your hair. Hey, it's time to get up, beautiful.
All right. I got a 17 with a tengu.
You hear the sound of trees being knocked over.
Oh, I start waking people up. That's not rabbits.
Nope, there are 2 trolls with large bags over their shoulders, talking about, we're going to go over to the north, over to there. It's just going to be more of the same. Mormog hasn't come through on any of his things yet. I don't know, I think we've gained more since Mormog was in charge. It'd be best to listen to what he has to say. As they make their way into your camp, to just trouncing on everything. They are about to step on Thror.
All right, well, I hopefully try to wake him up when I hear the trees crunching.
How do you wake him up?
Fairy lights.
I don't know how quickly they're moving, but when I hear the trees crunching, I definitely wake him up.
Fairy lights.
How do you wake him up?
I scream trolls and I shoot an arrow into the troll. That's one of the trolls that's heading towards us.
Okay, make an attack.
Trolls.
These are hill troll chiefs.
Ooh.
That's a 28.
Oh yeah, that is.
With 1 tengu.
1 tengu?
Should have done rumors of the.
So that would be 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, and that goes down. Okay. Hey, we're not just trolls. We are very respected captains in the Army of the North.
Well, I am sorry to shoot you, but you almost stepped into our camp here. I am Elebrimborn.
This is our camp. We all control all of the North. Well, at least we will. Yes, that was the promise. At least we will.
Well, we thank you for borrowing our camp, for letting us stay in your land and your camp. But please don't step on my friends.
What, step on
I would appreciate that. Hey, have you guys? And I keep on trying to talk to them over and over about stories going on and on and on, and tell them how great the trolls are, and just try to keep them going back and forth and buttering them up.
And I'm going to
how strong they are, and I asked their names, and I've heard their great leaders, and if I know any other trolls' names, I say there's other trolls vying to take their position and their glory, but I know they never will. And
while he's going on, I'd like to try and stealth so they don't see the dwarf.
Make a stealth check.
Okay.
Come on, Gandalf.
Nice.
No such luck. All right, I got a 14.
That's good enough. That's enough to get talkative trolls talking.
And
with a Tengu.
And I got a 15 for my stealth.
Okay, they're too busy talking to notice you, so you both in stealth positions.
Okay.
I'll let you both make some battle rolls since you've been camping here all night.
All right.
Everybody roll battle.
12 with the Tengu.
Nope, doesn't get you any. Got a Gandalf? That's 1.
12, no Tengus.
That doesn't get you any. So you have 1 battle die. And you have 2 fellowship points left.
So I whisper to Lorith, we should try to let the trolls continue on and follow them to the hideouts of the trolls. This was what Gandalf asked us to do.
Right. If we don't start ripping all.
Yeah, so Elebrimborn will say, geez, you gentlemen, you're such great leaders. I was wondering if I could follow you. You're just so inspiring to me.
We really are.
You really are. You're the handsomest of two together. I just can't decide yet which one of you is the best looking. Does it come from your good looks and charm? Does it come from your mother's side or your father's side?
Oh, I think it has to do with a steady, regular diet.
Oh, yes. I could see that. I could see that being an important part of your regiment. I don't want to keep you here all night. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you have busy things to do.
Completely.
So I will let you take your leave. You were quiet as church mice, sneaking up on us. I almost didn't hear you. So
well, thank you very much. I pride myself on my diversity of skills.
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, it was wonderful to meet such great leaders. I will keep this in the annuals of my life and heart for forever. I'm sure that you will. I mean, you obviously are already Mormog's top people at this point. Am I right in saying that, or
we're being brought in as captains?
Yes,
you don't
yes.
just bring anybody in to be a captain, you know.
Oh yeah, just not anybody. But,
No.
but I could understand from your total depth and your mannerisms that you are born leaders.
Exactly. It's like how we're dealing with you here. I mean, you got to know about when to use diplomacy to get people to see it's foolish to resist.
Yes, well, I will let you. I will certainly let you on, and I will keep in my heart the memory of seeing you, and hope that I will meet you again soon.
Oh my God! When did you add an extra box to your ass kissing skill? That was beautiful.
So knowing that if we have to track them, I'm going to give their leave. I will bow and curtsy or whatever, and I will salute them. Give them like
Beautiful.
a salute. Captains, may your path be true.
And may you not get stepped on by a troll.
Well, thank you for not stepping on me. It was very kind of you.
I know it was. It was so generous of us.
Yes, you guys are.
Good.
I won't be telling. I will not tell anyone of your kindness and at all.
Please do. Let them all know.
Oh yes,
Let
okay.
them know that Ugo Gurk is very generous. Ugo Gurk.
Google Gurk.
Ugo Gurk.
And that's the both of them combined names or something?
I just made that up out of nowhere.
Right. Okay. So one's Google and one's Gurk?
Nope. Just one of them's name is Ugo Gurk.
The other one's Fred.
The other one is Frahmine. Frahmine. Nope, it's Gramine according to after my spell check kicks in.
Gramine? Okay.
Grahmine. Gramine. Okay, so you're going to follow them?
Yes.
Yep.
Going to keep a little distance on this, or are you just going to talk to them the whole way?
No, I told them, I was just, we should be able to track them and hear them.
Okay. So everybody make a travel roll.
Okay.
I'm going to use my shadow. I'm going to use my shadow lore, like, to try to figure out how far away we'd need to be from them where they couldn't, like, smell us or sense us.
Well, if you're within hearing distance, you're probably going to be within that.
Within their smell range?
Yeah, if you're within the hearing range.
Well, it depends on which way the air is going.
We just track them, follow their tracks.
Downwind,
Sure, you can do that if you stay back further. If you want to hunt, do a hunting roll then.
Who's the best? I got a 2 in hunting.
I'm not a hunter.
I have 3.
So, still do our travel test?
Nope, just do the hunting.
I got
20 with the tango? Great. Oh.
8 hunting. 8 hunting for Ella Brimborn.
that's difficulty there since they trample down everything in their path.
Yeah, it's not difficult at all. And since you could ride up a little bit and hear them
Right,
talking and fall back.
If we're downwind, then we don't have to worry so much.
Oh, come on.
Ugelkirk.
Ugelkirk.
Ugelkirk. Brimborn, when did you take an extra box and ass kissing? Because that was like such a good use of it.
Yeah.
On its route to the mountains, the Great East Road passes between two regions of hilly terrain. To the south, low green hills runs from east to west for more than 100 miles. Called the South Downs, it's a lone land, deserted since many long years. North of it, to the east of the Midgewater Marshes, is another line of hills rolling northwards called the Weather Hills. The highest of them, Weathertop, is the closest to the old road, and you pass by its conical shape ending in a flat top. On this high place, crumbling stone walls and stairs rise from the earth in a circle of jagged stone teeth broken by the passage of many years. Streams crisscross the hidden dells, and alder trees can be seen sprouting up in small patches. In the clefts among the heights stand the ruins of old works of stone, overgrown walls and half-filled dikes. But the ruins on Weathertop are by far the most prominent feature of this region. From here stood a great watchtower raised in the days of Elendil the Tall. Only Lorith and the Adunadain and those wise in old lore like Elebrimborn remember the Tower of Amon Sul as anything more than a place of ill omen. The Weather Hills are a country that is rarely traversed by any but the most hardy of adventurers. Swift and cold streams run between the hillsides, and clever paths, cut to hide those who walk upon them, can be found only by a keen-eyed scout, like Lorith. Unwary travelers can become lost for days. They often find themselves tumbled out upon the region's western side, facing the long stretch of insect-infested bogs and fens of the Midgewater Marshes. Those who know their way may gain the top of the highest hills and gaze off instead. That is during your first day of travel. Then you come on track on. The trolls do sleep during the day, so you are getting plenty of rest. You have no problem of seeing where they're going into a cave and then backing off a bit. And you travel into the North Downs. The ancient Greenway crosses the Great East Road near the town of Bree, goes north towards the high hills called the North Downs. These grassy hills roll in a northeastern direction for many leagues before they give way to flat, broad lands between the downs and the mountains to the east. Verdant and lush, these are wild lands that were once the heart of great kingdoms, but that are now deserted. What is left are just half-buried ruins that have been reclaimed by time and nature, and are guarded by the rangers. What business the rangers have with these lands is a mystery to the Breelanders. All they know is that they are the only wanderers that dare to get close to the ruins of King's Norbury, them and robbers. For the southern border of the North Downs is deemed to be a haunted land, a place of ill omen. And Lorith, make a lore roll for this.
I have Laura Werner as a...
There you just declare it.
Yeah, I have Laura.
Deadman's Dyke, it is the ancient capital of the North. Fornost you are headed directly toward. The North Downs are wild and teeming with life. The short and hardy grassland is covered with flowers in spring and is home to thousands of butterflies. Sheep and rabbits graze on the hilltops. Kestrels fly low in search of prey. There were once many woods over the North Downs, but the men of the West felled those trees long ago. The stones and ruined walls that dot the land are covered with ivy and leaves. So he takes you up to, I'm clicking on the map, make sure that you are on the map. Nope, you're not on Eriador, so it sends you to Eriador. Load it up. You are about 20 miles south of Fornost, right out here. And you they arrive at a great fort, which is on a hill, and it looks like some very big trolls, lots of trolls, have dug out the side of the front of the hill to make it like a cliff. This seems to be a fairly new fort, built on a hill.
They think they're taking my people's land?
And they are building a great fort here. Make a hunting roll for me, please, everybody. Okay, then you can roll a d12. Well, it
Got
gets
a 10. Do I need to use a point of hope?
No, you don't have to.
Well, let me know. I'm close enough to use a point of hope.
Ella Brimborn got an 8.
8? 11? You want to use it, George?
I will use a point of hope. Sure.
Yep. You see... Actually, you don't have to spend it, because you can use your... what is your thing about favorite enemy orcs?
Yep. Orc hatred and orc lore.
You find orc tracks all around this area. And so much so that you are convinced that somewhere in this area nearby, probably under the hills, there is a city of orcs that was here long before the fort.
So I convey my knowledge to the others. And
hundreds and hundreds of orcs.
And I think we should be very cautious in our activities with the trolls and the orcs, especially the orcs.
And there is indeed a giant portcullis blocking entrance to the fort.
Well, I think we should try to investigate this fortress's strengths and weaknesses. I think we have some good information already, but I think we should not be foolhardy and make sure we report this news to, to Gandalf.
So how far out of the way are we from where we were supposed to go with the Forsaken Inn?
Look at the map that I got for you up here. Last Homely House, Weathertop.
Yeah, I don't think we should do more than a cursory examination from where we are, because the last thing we want is to alert them to our presence and let them know we know where they are. Because
right.
They're going to be on guard.
I think we should look for weaknesses in the fortress and try to get numbers of orcs outside of hundreds. If there are thousands, then we need to know there are thousands.
Well, no, we needed to tell
yeah, the keeper of Nara needs to know.
Yeah, we just need to
right about where it says Midgewater Marshes. That is about where the Forsaken Inn is.
Okay.
You are now up here.
So this is Weathertop here.
Weathertop itself is right over here.
Oh, here, yeah, okay. I can't. The writing's blurry when I blow it up.
I had to shrink the map big time to make it fit.
Yeah.
I think we should go now and carry this news of this location.
Yeah, I think back to your father.
Yes.
Okay, you don't want to at least try to see if there's weaknesses in the fortress? Just examining it from the outside. I'm not expecting us to get close.
Well, what we can see from now, maybe we can just spend a few minutes observing it from here, and then go before we, somebody else could come along, and then we'll have to engage, and then.
I mean, Ella Brimborn can use the speakers and try to talk to the creatures around here, like the rats and things like that, to tell them if they know of ways to get in and out of the fortress. Since there's such good food in abundance in there, the creatures from here must be drawn to the smells of the orc filth.
That's reasonable. Maybe
he can discuss with the creatures around here.
Yeah.
So it'd be up to the DM. You can pick like what you want me to do, like
that's fine. You can do
riddle or lore or roll something.
You can just declare that you're talking. You have that as ability to talk to animals.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Better because a bird flies above and can see a rat can find tiny little rats can flatten themselves down to nothing, right?
Yep.
And get in little cracks. But what we really want is like the real stronghold problems. Maybe a
Yeah, I mean, we can ask them what's going on, and where's the good food at, and what's the biggest holes to get in, and where there's not as much
a rat tells you that
people
about
watching you.
2 miles north of that hill, there is a stream that flows into another hill, and there is a cave there that leads into a place where orcs and goblins leave plenty of trash. That's just a feast.
Give them a tip.
And that tunnel leads underneath the fortress?
They don't know.
Okay.
They just know there's a lot of good food and a lot of goblins down there leaving stuff.
Your city,
All right. Well, I give them something particularly tasty.
Yep.
Even if it's horse manure. So
they love it.
It's got a lot of undigested grain in there.
We can, if we see a bird, we can ask it to fly over and look and fly back to us.
You know how the Bjornings have honey cakes? Well, this is what the orcs have is dung cakes.
Great.
Delicious.
I will not.
So I think the rats for their information.
Okay. Can you hear Mary?
No.
So you guys speak. I'll turn up the microphone.
No, don't. I'll just come over. Kind of sit over here when I need to do it. I want to start getting feedback. I said I think we should boogie now, and then, and get this information back while we can, and perhaps before we're too far gone, if we see a bird, you can have it fly over, and then come back and report to us, and we can, pay it off with, some dried fish or something.
Right, a kestrel or something, since they're indigenous to this area.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're traveling back down through the North Downs and crossing through Breeland. On horse will take you 5 days. So make a travel roll for everybody.
Okay.
16.
No problem.
Got a Gandalf.
Gandalf, auto success.
16 for Ella Brimborn.
That's what you need.
$18.
18, you make it. You are pumped full of adrenaline by what you found, and you hurry yourself down to where on the Kierden told you the Forsaken Inn is. You kind of smell the Forsaken Inn before you see it.
Uh-oh.
It smells like wet goat. It is the roof has partially fallen in several places. There are missing windows. There are missing parts of walls. And the only sign that this is not an abandoned building are the carts parked in front of it.
Well, this place certainly lives up to its name.
That's true.
What do you do?
They haven't changed the charm.
Do you have any secret rituals in how you approach a ranger's hideout?
It's not a ranger's hideout. It's just an inn.
Just an inn.
It's just an inn.
Very good. Then we'll ride up to the inn.
Yeah.
I'll be holding my nose.
You ride
Well,
that
it's
up.
like a riding goat. It smells wonderful.
Yeah.
Closer to the end, it smells like the goats have peed inside of this place. And you see
Couldn't you have made it smell like bacon burgers?
you see dogs and cats and chickens coming and going from through the missing front door. Yep.
Well,
Tie up your horses. There is an appropriate place. There's no stable here. It looks like all the barnyard animals are heading behind the bar, where one of the kegs is kind of leaking a little bit, and they kind of lick up some of the spilled stuff, which is falling in a bucket, and they're kind of drinking out of the bucket. And the very 85-year-old guy behind the bar, Jack, pours that bucket as the house liquor into people's cups.
I'll be drinking top shelf.
I'll stick with the water.
I think I'll drink from my own glass, and I'll just pay him for it.
All right, and he reaches for the bucket.
No need.
What do you mean, no need? Well, this is what I pour people to drink.
I'm surprised you have any customers.
I have great customers. They're proud of this.
Well, that's good. I put a tip on the bar, and
He grabs it and says,
thank you for your service.
Good, now drink it. And he watches for you to drink it.
Can I use stealth for sleight of hand? Like, that I sit and I don't?
Sure.
Okay. Wish me luck. If I'm not careful, some of it might actually get into my mouth. And then we'll have another complication.
I'm a dwarf. I'll drink anything.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
If you can't drink goat piss and get it down, you can't drink anything.
10.
10? You throw it over your shoulder and he goes, Stupid ranger, just like all the others that hang out here. You're stupid, and one day I'm going to prove that you're a thief. I'm going to prove it, and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh in your face, and I'm going to go, ha! And he turns his back on you.
And I pull out my flask, have a little sip, and look for my father.
You see him sitting in the back laughing his butt off.
Can you describe what the barkeep looks like?
The barkeep is an 85-year-old man who is about a little taller than a hobbit, and with very thin patches of wild white hair.
Good sir, good sir.
I am a good sir. I'm a great sir.
Very good, very good. We do not mean you any ills here. We would be
That's
happy.
good, because I have a short sword and I know how to use it.
Very good, very
No
good.
one's going to rob me. You hear me?
We are definitely not here to rob you. I am here to with our friends here, and we're seeking some of the other rangers that you have had as customers.
Make an awareness check.
Okay. All right, that would be 17.
You see behind the bar, in a corner, a backpack that looks very much like the kind that Lorith and Kierden wear.
I'm sorry, you cut out on me.
You see behind the bar in a corner an exact kind of pack that Lorith and Kierden wear.
So you mentioned that the Rangers were here. Are they hereabouts?
that you stole something, and some of the dwarves start grumbling at the bar.
Um,
I just walked towards my phone.
All right.
Did you-
go towards your father? Meanwhile, Brimborn, you see this guy standing right here. Looks like 30 some years old. And Grimbald points out to you that he looks like a Dundeling.
Okay.
Dunlending, from areas of Rohan, kind of a contender for the land of Rohan.
Ooh, that would have been
Considered
good.
to be a wild man and an enemy to the people of Rohan.
Yeah.
And he goes off to sit with Lorith to get away from this guy. And that guy looks at Grimbald and goes, "I want to make Bree before the week's out. I've got a crick in my neck from sleeping rough, and I ain't going to get much rest in this festering pit. To bed, sluggards! We march before the break of dawn." And a bunch of caravan guards head on off with him, reluctantly putting down their booze, and head upstairs to their rooms.
Who would be reluctant about putting down this booze?
People who've been on the road a long time with a slow-moving caravan. Mm-hmm.
All right. I go over to greet Círdan.
It's good to see you again, Elebrimborn.
Good to see you as well.
No, he's been talking to you before, but that kind of happened in cutaways.
Your daughter's been pleasant as always to travel with.
I like it when you lie, elf.
Do you see my ears grow?
Trying to do my best, Bill Carradine.
You have a pebble in your hand?
Yeah. So,
My father is more refined than that.
what brings you out? So you finally made it out here. Been waiting for quite a while.
Sorry, we had a sidebar. We ran into some highfalutin trolls who led us back to a fortress. They're some of Mormog's.
Mormont, he was in with Gorlonk. You found Gorlonk's fortress? Lorith, where is this?
Near Fornest.
Fornost.
5 days north of here.
You know that stream?
Yeah? Which stream? I know many streams out in the North Downs.
I take out a piece of whatever I write with, and I you know what? I'll just write it with my finger in the dust on the table.
That's good.
That's good. Right,
That's a good map.
And I'll say, Ella Brimborn, what am I forgetting?
Well,
What am I forgetting?
there's a stream that's 2 miles. The stream is 2 miles north of the gate. They've dug into the hills there, and there's a city of hundreds of orcs here with the trolls. That's right into the North Downs area, right on the border with the Weather Hills on the western, like southwestern border. And we know that there's a stream that runs into a cave where they're putting all their refuse and stuff as well. But they have a huge gate in front of the of this area.
I know about that orc area. That's been built by Gishak Gashaga. He was one of the only survivors of when the orcs fought with us. One of the times the orcs fought with us. He went underground, found refuge in the ruins of an ancient hill fort in the east of the North Downs. Apparently, he's been building tunnels and recruiting other orcs to take refuge there. Thought it was just a small cluster that we could take out when we had time.
No, they built in numbers, and they have goblins and orcs there, as well as trolls.
How close did you get to that town?
I mean, we tell him. We got close enough to see what was going on and try to gain information about their numbers and weaknesses there, but we did not want to see ourselves seen or found.
No.
Lorith advised us to leave.
That's probably smart. Does your dwarf still carry the toe ring?
You know about the toe ring?
Yeah, Gandalf told me about it.
He did. Yes, I carry the toe ring with me.
You know that great goblins and great orcs can smell it. Smell it through rock, smell it on the wind. It's an item that shows that they are born to rule not just over their own groups, but over others. And they will go crazy to get that.
What should we do with it?
Yes, I came across the Great Orc and
great question.
And he did know that I carried the ring.
Oh.
He said that he was the owner of that ring. I forgot his name now. It's from
from Mount Graham. Yeah. All great orcs are going to say that they're the owner of that ring because it's the sign of the true ruling. This ring has been around since the first age of Middle Earth.
Very well. Well, they'll have to go through this dwarf to get it.
I do not envy you. They will be coming if they can smell it, and they will send every last one in their nest after you to get it.
What should we do with it?
It was good I did not leave it with my wife in Erebor.
Put it where someplace magically protected. Rivendell, Thranduil's halls. See if maybe the smiths of Rivendell can undo it.
Yeah. I did tell Elrond of this ring.
I have not spoken with him of the ring. I've been busy trying to track down Gorlunk.
No, very good. I do know the vault of which you speak. I will see if he will be willing to hold this ring for us. For me.
That's a good idea. Have you seen another Ranger Lorth outside? I've been waiting for him all day. Call Terry Mac.
Under here throughout.
Apparently, he was supposed to come in with more information about his scouting. He believed there was a group coming in from Gondor that was headed toward Gorlong's place, and we're going to follow them there. No, humans. Descendant that have been woodmen captured by Indol Goldor and shown by the Gibbet King ways to great power.
Sad. Humans fall to that.
It is. But it's said that he believes that they're carrying an item of great power. One that could turn the tide in our fight against Gorlong. If that gets to him, we are doomed.
What kind of help do you want from us?
I need to report this information to Rivendell, to Elrond, who can get this information to the Great Pilgrim, so that we can get the armies of the Rangers and the elves ready to move up here. I need to talk to Talendale. You know Talendale. Talendale is a very old ranger who, when he reaches the age that he's at, he's usually allowed to go home and live with his family and for his twilight years. But he's got no family to go back to. So he basically lives in the ruins of haunted Fornost as its sole guardian and custodian.
We can take this message to Rivendell.
I'll take the message to Rivendell. This is my quest. I need you to find out from Terry Mac about the item of power that's coming through here from Gondor. You know Terry Mac. Red hair. He's got curly red hair.
So I just basically have to find him hanging around this area.
Yep.
Kira, would you be willing to take the toe ring with you to Elrond?
You trust me with it, sure.
You are Lorith's father, and I trust her, and I'm certain she trusts you as well. So
I will take it to Elrond to put in his vault.
Right as fast as you can.
Let him know about the fortress as well, and that we succeeded in giving them more information as best we could for his last command.
Believe me, we've had a lot of people looking for this place, and they just hear that you found it out of nowhere. I've never been prouder of you ever, Lorith.
Well, Elbrumborn had a lot to do with it. He really knows how to kiss Troll's ass.
And Lorith was very good at tracking.
Yes. He turns and goes, "Any of you artists? I'd like to see someone to draw a picture of that."
Kissing a troll's ass.
Yeah. Well, I have to ride.
One more question, Kieran, before you go.
Yes.
Are you aware of the orcs' involvement in the Shire and kidnapping hobbits?
Yes, I've been helping the Great Pilgrim try to negotiate with the Shire folk to provide a militia to help with our alliance against their fort, wherever it may be, now that you found it south of Fornost.
Excellent.
They've been reluctant to help, but I think now that with a destination and a chance of getting their people back, they'll come.
So would you like us to seek out this band of orcs traveling from the south?
It's not a band of orcs. It's a couple of humans.
Oh, humans.
Terry Knock.
The information about them is known by Terry Mac, a ranger, and who got kicked out here earlier apparently and hasn't come back. By all means.
So you want us to seek out Terry Mac or seek out these humans or both?
Seek out the humans carrying the
Terry
item
Mac
of
has
great
the
power.
information. Find Terry Mac to get the information, and then from what his information act.
Okay. Very good.
And
then,
anything else?
Yeah, was the backpack behind the bar yours?
He stands up and looks. He goes, "No, that's Terry Mac's."
Why would he leave his backpack here?
I don't know. He goes, "Jack, what, old thief? What's that? Where's Terry Mac's backpack back there?" He left it here when I got kicked him out. He'll be back for it. I'm not going to sell it.
No, you are not.
Do you mind if we look through it to see if we can find out where he might have gotten off to?
Yeah, I think that's an
Sure.
excellent idea.
And he hands it over to you.
Okay. And I'll let Loris look through the backpack.
No.
Found a picture of Loris in there.
It contains a well-made traveling gear, as one would expect of a ranger. Down at the bottom, underneath blankets and other supplies, is a flask of silver containing a tonic. It smells very familiar to the tonic that you got from Rivendell. There's enough for a single draft of it. There's also a little bundle of cloth, and wrapped in that bundle is a small amulet made of greenish glass, held on a golden chain. There's a strange symbol on the amulet. You have Lore of Arnor? You recognize it as the symbol of Garlank. Jack immediately sees it and goes, "Uh-huh! That's not his! That's proof that he was stealing! And if he was here right now, I would rub that in his face!"
Not sure why you think he's stealing
Because
this.
that's not his! Because he's a dirty ranger! Dirty rangers don't have pretty jewelry! No, you don't!
About all we have. You like our bling.
You're a liar! And he goes behind the bar.
Okay.
So why does he have this symbol?
So what do you think this symbol, where do you think he got this symbol from?
Okay. Perhaps he found it, or perhaps he is. I don't know. We need to find him. We'll take this out of your hands, old man, and reunite Terry Mack with his backpack.
All right.
When we find him.
He'll be around. He's like an old dog. He always comes back.
I'm sure that all the old dogs come back here.
So we put it, you want to put it back the way we found it?
Well, I leave him a note.
No.
I'm
Leave him a
wondering
note in
if,
his backpack that we're looking for him.
No,
I'm wondering if Kieran really trusts Terramac. Would you trust him with your life?
Of course I do.
I think we should take the backpack and find him.
I trust him way more than I trust Jack, I'll tell you that.
I trust a dead horse more than I trust Jack.
Well, I was trying to be polite about it.
Something Jack couldn't do.
Yeah.
Dead horse.
I definitely don't trust Jack to make beer.
Yeah, I think we'll take this and we'll find Terry Mack.
All right.
All right.
I'm a little disturbed by it.
Well,
Is there any place close by that Terry Mack would potentially venture without his pack?
he wouldn't.
Seems odd that he would leave his
the
pack.
supplies that we need to survive in the wild. You don't go out in the wild without your survival kit.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
If you see Lorith go out in the wild without her survival kit, you tell me so I can put her over my knee.
So, so I go back to Jack and I ask Jack, why did you throw Terry Mack? Hey, Jack, why'd you throw Terry Mack out of the bar? Was he doing something strange?
Put their hood up, and I don't know, something happened, and then some of the dwarves accused him of, in so many words, of stealing from him, and so I kicked him out.
Do you know where the dwarves are now?
They're in their rooms.
In their rooms. Okay. Maybe we should go up and speak with the dwarves, or I should. I'll tell Jack I'm going to go head up and speak with the dwarves if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
All right. Then I'll.
He goes, you don't even have to go up. And he looks at a hole in the ceiling and goes, "Hey, dwarf, look down here." One of the dwarves looks through the hole in the ceiling down and goes, what can I do for you?
Hey, my good fellow. I am Thror, Prince of Erebor. May I have a word with you all?
Screaming, "The orcs are coming! The orcs are coming!" And the other dwarf goes, Calm here. Have a sip. It'll make you relax. All right, I only have a few minutes before this gets undone. So, what can I do for you?
Yeah, so we're interested in the fellow that you ran into, this Terry Mac. Jack said that he got in an argument with you, and you thought that he had stolen from you.
No, that was my son.
Your son?
My son, Narvi.
He thought Terry Mac stole something from him?
Yes, he did.
Can you explain?
Yeah. Apparently the dirty guy went up to the upstairs while we were down here, and my son accused him of stealing from the caravan.
Is your son here now?
Because he had gone off towards the rooms, and as you can see, there's no real security system around here. Yeah, he calls over and goes, "Hey, Narvi, come here." Narvi looks down the hole and goes, "Hi, how can I help you? What's up?" "Oh, it smells like a goat took a dump in here." Sure enough, a goat did take a dump in there while you've been sitting here.
Yeah, you could be right, Narvi. Narvi, I'm Prince of Erebor, Thror.
Prince of this room. You're really from Erebor?
I am from Erebor.
My brother wants to go to Erebor.
Yeah, he's the fresh prince of Erebor. Fresh prince. Fresh prince of Erebor.
My brother Narvi wants to go to Erebor.
Yeah, good. Well, I will be happy to treat you to a tour of Erebor when there. I'm sorry?
Wants to be as wealthy as the kings of Old, but you got to stay with your family when they're in need. Like my uncle's problems. He took a nasty axe blow to the head shortly after being asked by Thorin Oakenshield to be part of the quest to Erebor. He hasn't been the same since.
Aye, well, that was a famous quest. And but may I ask you? It's fairly urgent and important. Your father stated that this ranger Terry Mac, you thought he had stolen something from you. Can you tell me what made you believe that?
Because he looked like a dirty thief, and then he went up toward our rooms while we were down here. Came back with a big grin on his face.
Grin on his face. Interesting.
He goes, "Has anything been missing?" No. Apparently he didn't.
So do you know where he ran off?
Vic calls down and goes, "Actually, there's not a whole lot for that he could have taken from us. We have some tools that we use for tinkering, but that's about it."
Is there anyone else that was staying upstairs?
There's the dirty bookkeeper from merchant from Dorwinian up here. There's the brother and sister from Gondor that's staying up here.
Mm. Brother and sister of Gondor. Interesting. And anyone else?
The caravan guards, the caravan master.
Caravan guards. Very good. And you haven't seen this Terry Mac since you argued with him?
Nope.
Okay.
It was a one-sided argument. He just kept saying I didn't do anything, and then he got kicked out by Jack. Jack said, "Yep, I don't like thieves."
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ella Brimborn, would you be open to maybe sending out a bird to scout the area for Terry?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Maybe. And
when Jack says he doesn't like thieves, I pull out a glass that I had stolen from the bar from my backpack and stealth it back up onto the bar.
So I'm wondering if we should speak with the brother and sister and the bookkeeper.
Don't talk to the bookkeeper. He's a jerk. And then you hear another dwarf back there saying, "I'm going to kill him before we get to Bree."
Where were you traveling from?
We're traveling from the Blue Mountains.
Blue Mountain.
We're on our way back home.
Very good. Well, we wish you safe travels. Unless someone else
heading toward Bree. They're heading toward Bree.
Heading towards Bree.
Did you not meet in your travels of recent?
We were doing business in the old ford, doing mending work. And then we joined the caravan, and the money lender, of course, had to have his way to travel with it, to see us on our way back.
The money lender is the bookkeeper?
Yeah, the bookkeeper. Okay. His name is Mirabar. Dorwinian.
Very good. And he did not state what his goals were?
Mirabar?
Yes.
Take us for every penny that we earn on our way back. We owe him substantial money. He's following us, taking every penny that we earn, so that before he dies, he can have as much indignity toward us as possible.
How did you become indebted to him?
Vig looks at Navri, goes, "It's none of your business." And Vig goes, "It's okay." When my brother got injured, I couldn't work at the forges and had to stay at home to take care of him. And so I borrowed money from him in order to pay the bills.
How much do you owe him?
With interest, about 50 treasure.
Ooh, that is a heavy burden.
It is. It's destroyed the whole family. So if you don't mind, we'd like to get to sleep.
Very well. Very well. Thank you for your information, and I appreciate it. And
may your travels may you travel well and find great gold.
I will pay for your night's rest here tonight.
Thank you. That's all part of what we've paid to be part of the caravan. Some money that Mirabar can't get from us.
Very good. Well, thank you. If you ever are in Erebor, be happy to try and get you employment, and I will be happy to give you a tour of the mines.
Navri pops up over the hill and goes, Really? You do that for us?
Yes, I would.
Thank you. You're very kind, sir. And he goes away from the hole. And the lights kind of go off in the room as they go to rest because they're leaving at dawn.
Okay. Who would like to take the lead to talk to the bookkeeper and the brother and sister?
I don't care. I'll take either.
Okay. Does anybody have any good skills to use for, I guess, for persuasion and insight?
I have a 2 in persuasion and 2 in insight.
I have 3 in persuade, but my and 3 in insight.
Okay.
I've been pumping up the little side skills. That's what I've been doing mostly.
Okay.
So I can use one of them, but I can't really do the role playing talk out.
Mm-hmm.
My
Right.
So she does. Lorith doesn't want to do the social.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, why don't you take one and I'll take the other?
All right. I'll talk to the brother and sister.
Okay.
We're sleeping. Leave us alone, Jack.
It's not Jack. I'm an elf from Mirkwood.
So you have even less business knocking on our door. Leave us alone. Good night.
I was just wondering if you knew something about my friend, the curly-haired ranger Terry Knock. Have you seen him, or did you talk to him today? And if that's all I want to know.
But we're so worried about him.
And you get no more responses from them.
Okay.
Sure, you can roll all you want.
Interesting.
I did say something,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to use a persuade roll for that. 14.
You hear a woman's voice say, I think he was taking shelter in the back storage shed. And you hear her brother go, shh. Okay, it is dark out now. Make awareness checks. You're looking at TN 18 to find anything.
Okay.
Okay,
Can we all
TN
go?
16. You can all go.
Do you want one of us to, I guess, Alabrimborn and Laura, do you want one of us to stay here and make sure they don't try to escape?
Escape?
Anyone from the upstairs, like the bookkeeper or the brother and sister?
Uh,
I'll just hang here in case they try to sneak out.
I mean, you know.
You can call out if you need help.
So what am I running there? Search or awareness?
Awareness.
7, 11.
I got a 16 with a Tengu.
Ooh.
I got 19.
19? Lorith, you find a broken knife thrown in the outbuilding at the back of the inn. The hilt is marked with an M room. Terry Mack's real name is Malor. And it is unnaturally cold. Icy to the touch.
I wrap it in cloth so that it need not be touched.
Mm-hmm.
And put it away. This is
what is it again?
This is his knife.
Oh, his knife.
And look, Don't touch it. It's cold. It's been touched by Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I fear for his life now. Ow! Oh, Mickey.
Do you want to try and talk to the animals out in the outside?
Yeah, they're gonna be scared shitless.
Anything?
Yeah, I can ask them if they've anything strange or something they're afraid of.
Row out front, you found this in the back, and the animals out front don't know anything. One of them is the horse of Terry Mack, and hasn't seen him since the morning.
Okay.
I have Shadow more.
Did you?
Okay. You the iciness around the blade.
Yeah.
That can be the sense of that he had dealt with some kind of wraith.
I think we're searching for. He may have been taken by a wraith, or hurt by one, or perhaps enthralled. Do wraiths enthrall?
Not usually, but other types of supernatural creatures do.
Yeah. So he may have been hurt and taken off, or he may have run from it. I'm gonna search. I need to really look at the scene now.
Okay, it is too dark to get any real information.
I thought this was gonna be easier. Well, we need to find him before he is killed. If he's been touched by a wraith, he would be sliding into shadow himself, maybe.
Can we track him from this outbuilding? Track his footprints, or?
Not in by the darkness that it is right now.
I'm gonna do rumors of the earth. Rumor of the earth. I can do it once a day.
Okay. And what are you asking the earth? Were you feeling for his presence?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You do not sense his presence.
Garrett, I'm tired as fuck, so
I know.
Give me some fucking.
You do not get any sense of his movement. You feel any sense of where he's at.
No.
Well, I think when we go search for him, we'll bring his pack and his horse.
Yeah.
Just in case he is weak, or he can have at least his horse to ride, or.
No, if we don't find him, he's going to become a creature of shadow himself, most likely.
All right.
His sword has been touched by a wraith or worse. His knife, I should say.
Right.
We're not going to find him wounded. We're going to find him, undead, most likely. We need to find him now.
Do you want to see if there are any owls or anything like that in the area that quick sweep around
Birds of
around the area?
Yeah.
I can try, yeah.
You talk to some owls and they have not seen him.
I say let's look more around the shed area, see if there's any hidden traps or door panels or what have you.
Sure.
Good idea.
Make a awareness check.
Awareness or search?
Awareness.
Okay.
My awareness is the Eye of Sauron.
Eye of Sauron? Okay.
And I've got a 12, 18.
Not really with that roll. That's just an auto failure.
I got
We got an 18 with 2 tangoos.
18 with 2 tangos. You see a little bit of blood on the floor near where the knife was.
Mm.
Can I use lore to see if I know if there's any ruins or buildings that the creatures of the shadow might be hiding in this area that would be of close vicinity to this forsaken area, like ruins or something that were something in the first age, but now are just shatters, like a...
This entire
Shattered
area
ruins.
is filled with that.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But anything that's particularly close to this
Really
outbuilding
close,
or forsaken, this
Now you're
where we're
really
at right
close
now.
to the Midgewater marshes, so, and you can feel that as the mosquitoes are starting to tear you up.
I'll go back and talk to Jack real quick and ask Jack, hey, there's some real evil of presence here. We believe Terry Mac has been possibly subdued by a wraith. Are there any areas close by here that we should be looking for him?
I'd probably go through the Midgewater Marsh. Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's a great place to dump a body.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I'd go by the Midgewater Marsh. I do the voice anymore. I lost the voice.
Don't worry.
Midgewater.
The Midgewater Marsh. The Midgewater Marsh.
There you go.
That's it. Thank you, Jack. We will.
You'll be torn apart by the bugs in there.
Yeah, it's very
Come out at night.
Well, if we don't come back tonight, you know where to send a search party for us in the morning.
I don't think I'm going to worry myself about that.
All right. Well, let Laura's father know so he can put himself at rest, at peace.
Who?
Laura.
Who?
The old dirty ranger.
Oh, dirty ranger.
All right. Let's head to the marsh.
All right. Make search rolls, everybody. TN 18 as you go through there.
18.
I got an 8.
4.
You found some very big snakes.
Excellent.
Laura, any shot? If not, I'll have to use a point of hope.
Hang on. 15.
You've wandered enough around there that in the fall, mist is rising, and you are luckily able to find your way out of it after a couple hours of looking. You were lucky to have done that and not have been lost all night.
I'm going to spend a point of hope and hit the TN of
With them.
5 and 14, 19 with 1 Tengu.
You find your way through the marshes just fine. You have a great fight with an alligator creature, but you'd no sign of him.
No sign of him. Well, not sure what else we can do at this point, folks. If you want to go back to the inn and interrogate the bookkeeper.
Yeah, in the morning.
Brother and sister.
It's now after midnight.
Yeah.
We can take shifts down in the main room or near the stairway, just so they can at least sneak out in front of us.
Yeah, and tell the horses to make any noises if anybody comes out to use them.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I guess there's nothing else we can do at this point. Unless you wanted to wait in the marshes all night and get attacked by something.
No.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the plan. Take shifts till the morning.
Tonight. I can squeeze you in, but it'll cost double.
Sorry, can we just sit here at the tables?
Yes, it'll cost double.
Okay, we'll pay.
Point of treasure.
Okay. Is that just part of our normal my being rich?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kind of goes, sleeps by the fire on a cot with a short sword across his belly to sheathed so that nobody's going to sneak up and rob him in the night.
Okay.
What are watches?
I'll take the first one.
Okay. Midnight to 3. Or midnight to 2.
Roll awareness.
Yeah, awareness. Midnight for 2.
I got an 18 with a Tengu.
More barn animals come in and start drinking from the bucket underneath the keg. That's about it.
I let him do it. I'm like, be careful, you could get sick. And animal talk.
You realize they're drunk.
All right.
Pretty much all the animals on this property are drunk all the time.
Excellent.
So I will, on my shift, I'll take the second shift and I'll sing with the animals while I'm awake.
Okay. Make an awareness roll for 2 to 4.
Very good. 11, 7, 18 with the Tengu.
The animals keep you great company, and they're quite amusing as they keep wanting to play with you and keep falling down.
Very nice. I love a good party.
4 to 6, Lorith, awareness.
$13.
13. You don't see much. You're really distracted by the nightmares that Jack seems to be having, and that he's waving his sheathed sword around while he's asleep.
Are we staying this fucking in?
In the common room, and paying double for it. And about dawn comes in the middle of your shift, and the entire group from the caravan comes down and works their way out to go. And that includes all the dwarves and everybody else.
So before they make their way out, we'd like to chat with the bookkeeper first.
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir, says the leader. We have to make haste right now.
Well, sorry, no one's going anywhere because there could have been a murder out last night.
There could have been a murder. If there's a murder, come in Bree and find me. We're moving very slow.
No, you're going to wait right here until we ask our questions.
Good day, sir. Everybody, let's move.
I'll stop him before he can get to the door.
Sure.
You're going to answer the questions before you leave here.
No, I'm not. It's my job to get them on the schedule, and we're moving.
Your job can hold a few minutes for someone that may have been murdered.
Do you have somebody murdered? Do you have a body? Do you have
We found a weapon and we found blood in the back. So that's why we're asking questions.
So you have somebody cut his hand in the back. We're going.
No.
And he
found a dead.
He tries to push past you.
I'll stop by a wraith.
That's nice.
I'll stop him.
Okay. Make an opposed. Opposed on our dagger attack.
Dagger attack? Okay.
I wouldn't say
Dagger is also used for unarmed attack.
Oh, okay. I'll do an opposed all check. That's fine. I got a 20.
He got a 23. He's past you and everybody leaves. He got out with 2 6s too.
Okay. I
well,
guess
you know where they're. Well, at least you know where they're going to be.
Supposedly had a debris, but I can't stop the bookkeeper because that's who I wanted to chat with.
Nope, he headed out before. Headed up into his cart.
Okay.
You can run up to the cart if you want.
Yeah, I'll run up to the cart. I just want to find out about what the bookkeeper might know about Terry Mack. Did he see the ranger? What's he know about him?
I don't know much about any ranger. It's a disgusting place. We should never have stayed here.
And what do you know of this man and woman, this brother and sister from Gondor?
Well, I've talked to her a few times. Her name's Berlius, and she she makes herbal remedies. And her brother, he wears colorful clothing and talks a good talk and sells them at high prices. And so they're heading out to Bree to sell their wares. That's the kind of investment I could get behind. I didn't think that my health would last this far in the journey. But what she's provided me with has kept me going pretty well.
Oh, it's too bad I didn't bring those 2 snakes from the swamp last night. They could have used the oil from them to help make their potions.
Whatever works, little elf. Whatever works. And the cart starts rolling.
And are the brother and sister with them as well?
You do not see which cart they are in. Actually, they're not in a cart, so you can make an awareness check.
Okay. Not good for me. I rolled an Iosaur.
Iosaur, you missed him.
I got a 16 with the Tengu.
With the Tengu, hey, you caught him. Here she is. Here
hello. I heard you are merchants of very fine wares.
If you mean things that will heal your afflictions, yes. Yes, the greatest of afflictions can be healed. Blindness, lameness, delivering you from the clutches of death. And he kind of motions toward Mirabar's wagon.
Excellent. I am interested. Do you have things that could help my horse as well? I believe he got a stone bruise on the way up here and I'm in dire need to
I do not have anything for animals right now, but I love animals. If you come see me, I should be arriving in Bree in 4 days, and that should give me enough time to make something that will help your horse.
Well, I thank you very much, my lady. I am Ella Brimborn.
I'm very.
I am sorry that I tried to disturb you last evening.
Hurley has a temper on him. He doesn't like to be disturbed. I apologize on my brother's behalf.
I totally understand. Were you aware that there may have been a murder last evening?
Of course, I heard you shouting at Edric.
So you do have good ears. Do you know of anything or know of this curly-haired ranger that people are discussing? Red curly-haired ranger Terry Mack. Had you seen him? Or
I'm sorry.
That's all we wish to know.
He was in the bar. Then he got yelled at. Got into a fight with the dwarves, and he left. And that's all I know.
Well, I thank you for your time. Hopefully, we will see you in Bree.
Yes, come to Bree. Bring everybody you know.
One second. While Ella Brimboard speaking to the woman and the man, I mentioned to Laura, didn't your father say humans were carrying this artifact? Could it be with them now?
That's an excellent point.
Do we want to search these wagons before they leave?
That's a good point.
The wagons are already in motion. You're walking alongside it.
Then I guess we'll follow with the wagons. We have our horses. We'll get our horses and follow them.
Not going to go back to the crime scene?
Well, I thought we already investigated.
On a normal day, on a normal travel, it takes a day to get to Bree. They say it's going to take them 4 days to get to Bree. That's how slow they're going.
Okay, well then we'll investigate the further.
Yep.
So we'll go back and double check the area,
and we'll just kind of catch up with them by chance.
I know. Okay, so you go back into there. You make a search check.
I got a 10.
9, 11, 12, 24 with 2 tango.
You find tracks of dragged footmarks leading toward an old well.
Let's head to the old well.
You look down in there and you find the body floating face down in the dark waters below. With red hair. And that's where we will leave it for this session.
All right.
Thank you guys for playing with the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. I hope everybody had a good time watching the show. I'm Lore Master Garrett saying goodnight. Everybody say goodnight.
Ella Brimborn bids you good night.
And Thor says goodnight as well. Enjoyed the show.